Ever notice how a wild rumor spreads like wildfire while the actual facts struggle to even get noticed?
It's a frustrating reality, isn't it? We like to think of ourselves as rational beings, carefully weighing evidence to find the truth. But when we gather in groups, something strange happens. It's almost as if the truth becomes less important, and a compelling story, even a false one, takes center stage. Why do crowds so often fall for lies? This isn't just a random quirk of human nature. There are deep psychological reasons behind it. Let's dive in and unravel this mystery together. First, let's talk about our brains. They're incredibly powerful, but they're also lazy. Our minds are wired to conserve energy. Thinking deeply, analyzing facts, and checking sources takes a lot of mental effort. Psychologists call this cognitive load. When we're faced with a simple, emotionally charged story, our brain loves it. It's easy to process, easy to remember, and easy to share. A lie, especially a good one, is often crafted to be simple and sensational. It cuts through the noise. The truth, on the other hand, is frequently complex, nuanced, and frankly, a bit boring. It might involve statistics, shades of gray, and a lot of "it depends." Faced with a choice between an easy, exciting lie and a difficult, dull truth, our energy-saving brains often take the path of least resistance. It's not that we're unintelligent. It's that we're efficient. The lie is a mental shortcut, and in a fast-paced world, shortcuts are tempting. Next up is a powerful force, our need to belong. Humans are social creatures. For millennia, our survival depended on being part of a tribe. Being cast out meant almost certain death. That ancient programming is still running in our brains today. We have a deep-seated desire to fit in, to be accepted by our group. This is where a phenomenon called social proof comes into play. When we see a lot of people believing something, we assume it must be true. It's a mental heuristic. If everyone is running in one direction, they probably know something I don't, so I should run too. A lie that gains momentum can create its own social proof. The more people who repeat it, the more credible it seems, not because of evidence, but because of its popularity. Questioning the group's belief can feel risky. It can lead to arguments, social isolation, or even being labeled as a troublemaker. It's often socially safer to just go along with the crowd, even if we have some private doubts. The comfort of belonging can easily outweigh the discomfort of standing alone with the truth. Then there's the irresistible pull of emotion. Truth often speaks to our rational mind, but lies are masters at targeting our hearts. Fear, anger, hope, and outrage are powerful motivators. A lie that taps into these emotions can bypass our critical thinking entirely. Think about it. A story that makes you angry about a supposed injustice or fearful of a perceived threat grabs your attention instantly. It creates a sense of urgency and a desire for action. Facts and figures rarely pack the same emotional punch. A skilled manipulator knows this. They don't try to win arguments with logic. They win hearts with emotionally resonant narratives. Once our emotions are engaged, we become much more receptive to information that confirms those feelings, and much more resistant to information that challenges them. This is known as emotional reasoning. If it feels true, it must be true. This makes us incredibly vulnerable to narratives that are designed to provoke a strong emotional response, regardless of their factual basis. Another key factor is something called confirmation bias. We don't like to be wrong. It's uncomfortable to admit that our beliefs, especially deeply held ones, might be incorrect. So, we subconsciously seek out information that confirms what we already believe and ignore or dismiss information that contradicts it. Lies thrive in this environment. If a lie aligns with our existing worldview or prejudices, we welcome it with open arms. It feels validating. It reinforces our sense of being right. The internet and social media have supercharged this tendency. Algorithms are designed to show us more of what we already like and agree with. This creates echo chambers and filter bubbles, where we are surrounded by voices repeating the same narratives, and dissenting opinions are nowhere to be seen. In this curated reality, a lie can look like an undisputed fact, simply because we are never exposed to the truth that would debunk it. We're not just choosing the lie. Our digital environment is actively feeding it to us. Furthermore, let's consider the nature of lies themselves. They have an unfair advantage because they aren't bound by reality. The truth has to stick to what actually happened. It's constrained by facts. A lie, however, can be anything the liar wants it to be. It can be tailored to be more dramatic, more heroic, more villainous, or more entertaining than the truth. A lie can offer a simple explanation for a complex problem, and it can point to a clear enemy to blame. This is incredibly appealing. Life is complicated and messy. A narrative that simplifies it, that tells us who the good guys and bad guys are, is comforting. It gives us a sense of clarity and control in a confusing world. The truth often admits to uncertainty, complexity, and shared responsibility. A lie can offer the seductive promise of simple certainty. People often prefer a comforting lie over an inconvenient truth because the lie provides a more satisfying story. So what can we do about this? It can feel overwhelming, but we are not helpless. The first and most important step is self-awareness. Just by understanding these psychological traps, our mental laziness, our need to belong, our emotional responses, and our confirmation bias, we can start to guard against them. When you feel a strong emotional reaction to a piece of information, pause. Ask yourself, is this designed to make me feel this way? Is my desire to agree with my friends or social group influencing my judgment? Take a moment to consciously step back and engage your critical thinking. Actively seek out different perspectives. Make an effort to break out of your echo chamber. Follow people, read publications, or listen to podcasts that challenge your viewpoint. It might be uncomfortable, but it's like a workout for your brain. It strengthens your ability to think critically and see the bigger picture. When you encounter a sensational claim, practice a little healthy skepticism. Do a quick search. See what other sources are saying. Look for the actual data, not just the dramatic headline. It only takes a few seconds, but it's one of the most powerful habits you can build to protect yourself from misinformation. And finally, be a source of truth yourself, but do it with empathy. Simply shouting facts at people who believe a lie rarely works. It often just makes them defensive. Instead, try to understand why they believe what they do. Connect with them on an emotional level. Ask questions instead of making accusations. Remember, they are likely caught in the same psychological traps as everyone else. By leading with curiosity and respect, you have a much better chance of opening a constructive dialogue. Choosing truth over lies, especially when you're in a crowd, takes courage and effort. It means resisting our most basic instincts. But it's a fight worth fighting. A society that can't agree on basic facts can't solve its problems. By cultivating our own critical thinking and encouraging it in others, we can help push back against the tide of misinformation and build a more informed, connected world. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more explorations into how our minds work. See you next time.